Hello and welcome to a short tutorial on some of the things that you are doing for your final assessment project. Okay, as you can see on my screen right now, I have Excel up to do my computations for my project. So I have, as you can see, 10 students. The students took test A and they took test B. Now for your assignment you are to create an assessment with high, medium, and low students. I would recommend having scores for more than just the ones you make papers for. 10 is a really nice number. So when we are talking about testing, we talk about reliable and valid. Reliable means it does the same thing over and over and over again. And valid means that it actually tests what it's supposed to be testing. So if you look at test A, we can see the scores, and if we look at test B, we can see the scores. And using Excel to make your computations is really easy, and that's why I have this little typed up schedule over here on the side to kind of show you how to do this. So if I want to find the mean or the average of my test, I would just go to the cell where I would like that, and that cell for me is here in C13. Now I've selected the cell. To find out what I want for my answer, I would put in a equal sign and then type the word average. Now as you can see on my computer screen, they start coming up with the formula that I need. So I can click on that and then I select the numbers that I want. And so I want this to be test B, so I want C2, and then I'd have a colon there, to C11, and then I'm going to put another parentheses, and then I'm going to hit the enter key, and it's going to give me my answer. The mean for my test B is 74.5, where my mean for test A was 77.6. Numbers are close, but they're not exactly the same. So what you are looking at is you are going to either have given your test twice, first and second times. Maybe you'll give it to two different classes if you teach at the secondary level, or maybe it's 2 different years if you're teaching at a lower level where you might not be giving the test multiple times. So you're looking at those averages and you see that the test averages are different. Now the standard deviation is how much you can expect between the different numbers in the bell curve. And so when I type in here standard deviation, I can type equal, and then I can do ST, and as you can see the standard deviation period P comes up, and that's the one I want. Of course I want that to be C this time, C2 through C11, and I'm going to put my parentheses there again and hit enter, and there I can see my standard deviation. As you see, the numbers are quite different. One is 11.7 and the other one is 8.5. So there's a difference in these tests even though the scores seem kind of the same. And as you can see, I've already figured my correlation. And with my correlation, I'm not only going to just do B2 through B11, I also have to put C2 through C11 so that it will correlate between the two tests. As you can see, I have a correlation of about 0.74, which would be about a 74% correlation. That's not great. Really, you want it to be 0.8 or above because you want a test to really be correlated with each other because you want them to be testing the same thing. So I can see from this test that it is doing some of the things it's supposed to be doing, but it's not quite the test that I need. So I need to look at the individual questions. Are they different? I need to look at maybe did I teach things differently, because there is not the kind of correlation here that I want for an assessment in my class. I want it to be 0.8 or higher. So I hope this kind of helps you with figuring out how you are going to use your test scores for our class. If you have any questions, just please let me know, but I hope this tutorial kind of helps you with understanding how to do the mean, how to do the standard deviation, how to look at the correlation, because that's showing if it's a reliable test. And the valid point is it doing it over, is it really testing what it's supposed to be testing? Because, you know, I might be giving a science test, but if I'm asking math questions that really have nothing to do with the science, am I testing science or am I testing math? So you need to look at your questions and see, are you really testing what you're supposed to be testing? If not, Go in there, talk about it, look and see how you can rework the questions. Assessment is not a perfect science. It never will be, because we are human and we are fallible. So we can only just hope to make things better. And as we review things and reflect on them, then we can make the assessments better for our students so that they are reliable and valid. Here's a case in point I want you to think about. There's been assessments for a long time, but assessments must change because children and our society changes. There was a preschool assessment that many schools are even still giving up until this day, and one of the things that is on that preschool assessment is a picture, and the picture shows a phone without a telephone cord. And the child is supposed to identify that the phone doesn't have a cord. Well, in 1970, when the test was created, the child knew it was supposed to have a cord. But in 2015, here in the 21st century, no phones have cords pretty much, unless you are at a hotel or maybe an office or something of that nature. So that test is not going to be a valid test anymore because our society has changed. Phones have changed. That is not going to test what it's supposed to be testing, and children in our day and age will miss that question. So think about that as you look at your assessments, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week and that you can really focus on how to do these assessment assignments. Thanks.